Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Nat. I'm so flattered because I recently got a bunch of new subscribers and I just wanted to welcome you all. Thank you everyone for joining me today. I totally missed Valentine's Day because I got sick and I'm actually still kind of congested, so if my voice sounds weird, I apologize, but man, my nose was a faucet for so many days in a row. My original plan for Valentine's Day was to showcase 3 palettes. And because it's past Valentine's Day, of course I had thoughts of scrapping this idea. But pink eyeshadow is my absolute favorite, so I'm gonna do it anyway. This is also my first go at doing multiple looks with multiple palettes. I was a little bit hesitant at first because you guys know that I like to do multiple looks with each palette, showcasing all the shades within the palette. But for those of you who joined me for my declutter video of my eyeshadow palettes, you guys know that I have tons of palettes that I haven't even tried out yet because I haven't had the time. So I was thinking if I do some videos where it's multiple looks with multiple palettes, at least that way we can all see what they're like. And I'll probably do other looks with these palettes in short form. Okay, enough blabbing. Let's check out the first palette. This is Sweethearts and Secrets by Dede Signature, and I'm so excited to finally be trying out this brand. The first palette I purchased from this brand was from the Roots, but I haven't had time to play with that one yet. Dede Signature is a relatively new brand to ifeelbeautiful.ca, and that's where I purchased mine. This palette retails for $65 Canadian on both ifeelbeautiful.ca and Dede Signature website. Now just reading off their website quickly, Sweethearts and Secrets is a celebration of love in all its forms. Deep friendship, romantic bonds, soul connections, and the secrets only trusted hearts are meant to hold. Keeping each other's secrets is sacred because the moment a third party enters, what was once protected begins to shift. Doubt appears, feelings blur, what felt certain starts to feel fragile. Confidentiality is broken once a secret is no longer just between two people. Every shade name in this palette reflects a chapter of connection. The closeness, the safety, the vulnerability, and the consequences when trust is tested. Some things are shared in confidence. Some secrets are meant to stay between two hearts. 3 is a crowd. This is what the palette looks like. Ooh, what a fun color story. Let's get into some swatches. First up, we have Unspoken Desire. Wow, look how pigmented this is. Hidden Flame, a nice deep red. Stolen Glance, Soft Blush, a nice neutral transition shade. Spill the Tea. Ooh, that's vibrant, hey? Shared Secrets, our first shimmer. Tell Me. Soulmate. Nice rich purple. Mixed Feelings. This one was a split pan. Cool. Whispered Notes. Blush and Tell. Locked Heart. Bestie. Let's build this one up some more. There we go. Secret Keeper. And the last shade is Forever Us. Here are the shades of the Sweethearts and Secrets palette. And different lighting. I think I want to do all of the swatches first before we get into each look with each palette. The second palette we're checking out today is Bleeding Hearts by Gourmande Girls. You guys know I love Gourmande Girls, and this palette retails for $79 Canadian on both their website and ifeelbeautiful.ca. Inspired by the poisonous beauty of the Bleeding Heart flower, Bleeding Hearts is bold, dramatic, and unapologetically dangerous. This color story leans rich and saturated, featuring vivid pinks, blood reds, bruised purples, moody greens, and striking shifty shades. Designed for high-impact looks, these shades blend romance with menace. Launching alongside the return of our viral Nightshade palette, Bleeding Hearts joins our ever-growing Poison Garden, where beauty is never harmless and every bloom has a consequence. Perfect for bold, romantic, and gothic makeup looks, anti-Valentine's Day energy, fans of saturated color and dramatic finishes. This palette has a mix of mattes, duochromes, multichromes, and special effects shades. This is what the palette looks like. Let's watch it. First up, we have Wraith Light, Hex Flower, Nightshade Vein, Mist Flower, Heartstring, Kemanso, Twilight Stem, Glass Heart. Ooh. Interesting. Beloved, Dolorosa, Tainted Love, Ghost Whisper, wow, Buried Roots, and the last shade is Midnight Morning. Ooh. Here are the shades of the Bleeding Hearts palette and different lighting. The third palette we're checking out is Made a Monster by Unearthly Cosmetics. Look how cute this cover art is. This palette retails for $89 Canadian on their website, but like usual, I got mine from ifeelbeautiful.ca, and there it's $88 Canadian. Made a Monster is a 12-shade eyeshadow palette inspired by the alchemy of pain. The moment hurt, betrayal, and heartbreak stop being something that weakens you and start becoming your power. This palette tells a story of transformation, of softness pushed too far, of trust shattered, and of reclaiming yourself in the most beautiful, unapologetic way possible. What was once gentle becomes fearless. What was once sweet learns to project itself. Made a Monster takes romantic, vibrant pinks and turns them into something commanding, a reminder that being underestimated can be the spark that creates something unstoppable. Every shade reflects resilience, rebirth, and the quiet rage that turns into confidence. 12 shades of pink magical goodness, 8 intense high shine shimmers with multi-dimensional light-catching shifts, a balance of soft mattes and bold shades. This isn't about staying sweet. It's about taking what hurt you and wearing it like armor. This is what the palette looks like. Let's watch it. First up, we have Wasn't Asking. Ooh, look at that shift. Bare Minimum. Keep Talking. Over It. What a fun, bright shade. It's Fine. cute for you? Ooh, look how bright this is. Frenemy. Oh, wow. How cool is that? Don't care, didn't ask. You're still obsessed? Look at you now. So curious. Not bothered. Made a monster. Wow. You tried. And lastly, we have almost impressive. Wow, look at that. Here are the shades of Made a Monster. In different lighting. Look at these special shades. Gorgeous. For look number 1, we're going back to the Sweethearts and Secrets palette by Dede's Signature. Let's start off with this shade, Soft Blush. And I'm just going in with eyeshadow 04. And starting off in the brow bone area, just to get a nice wash of color in the background. Next, let's go in with this shade, Stolen Glance. I'm just going in with a BK Beauty 203. Kind of stamping the pigment in first. So pigmented and vibrant. I love it. Let's just pull it across the lash line. Did any of you have Valentine's Day plans? I took the afternoon off work and my husband, my daughter, and I went shopping. Just switching back to the Eyeshadow 04 with no added pigment so we can soften out the edge. Let's deepen things up with Hidden Flame and Eyeshadow 00. Starting at the outer corner again. Ooh. I love this tone. Okay, so for shimmer, I want to try out this split pan, but because it has a tiny bit of blue in it, I'm wondering if we use this shade in the inner third, maybe it'll help tie the colors together. Let's try it. Not sure if this is going to be a mistake or not, but let's play, right? So this is Whispered Notes on a flat shader brush, and we're just going to pat it in. It's a little bit dark for the inner third, but we'll soften out the edge. Let's just, pat it into the empty space. Could be interesting, right? I originally was going to keep it all in the pink red family, but it's nice to roll with your creativity as you go along, hey? Alright, now I'm just taking the Shoto 04 with no added product, just so we can soften out this corner. Alright, now let's add some shimmer. I'm going to start off with this shade, Blush and Tell. I'm using my finger. I'm just going to pop it in the third of the eye. And now let's add Mixed Feelings. Now I'm just using my index finger and putting it in the inner third of the eye. I'm just adding a bit more Blush and Tell. And now I'm just kind of blending them together. Going back in with the Hidden Flame shade, that deep red, just to add the intensity back to the outer corner. And blend in where the shimmer starts. Shoto 04 with the soft blush shade, that first matte pink that we put down, just to soften out the edges. I just did the rest of my face off camera so we can finish up this eye look. Let's go back in with the Hidden Flame shade and an E26 from ColourPop. Starting at that outer corner, let's just stamp in some pigment. Gently pull it across. And now we're taking Whispered Notes on a flat shader brush, just to add it to the front or the inner third of the lower lash line. Shoto 04 with the soft blush shade, that first pink that we laid down, just to blend out the edge. I just did eyeliner, mascara, and I added a half lash off camera. Here's the final look for look number 1 using the Sweethearts and Secrets palette by Dede Signature. Let me come in close to show you guys. And different lighting. I'll see you guys in a second for look number 2. Look number 2 is going to be with the Bleeding Hearts palette from Gourmande Girls. Let's start off with Kemanso, this awesome pink shade. I'm just going in with a Shoto 03. Wow. It's bright and pigmented. So the name of this shade is actually the name of the bleeding heart flower, I'm pretty sure, in Japanese. And we are actually traveling to Japan for spring break coming up. Everyone's pretty excited. We're just doing big windshield wiper motions to get a nice wash of color in the background. Now let's dip into Mist Flower and an EO4 from Singe Beauty. Let's just start at the outer corner and push in some pigment. And I'm just going to pull it across my lash line. And blend it into the brow bone crease area. Back to the Shadow 03 with a little bit more of Kemenso. Now let's try the shade Beloved, and just a flat shader brush. I think I want to put this in this empty space. So let's see. Yes, kind of just like that. I'm curious. I wonder if we can use this Midnight Morning shade for my outer corners. I'm just going in with a Shadow 00, and I'm gently kind of patting in the pigment because I don't necessarily want the black to take over, but I do like my outer corners to be on the deeper side. So let's just use, oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, so let's just use little tiny circles mixed with some patting motions, some pushing, like pushing into the skin type motions. And very carefully, with very little pressure, I'm just going to bring that up into the crease area, base of the brow bone. Ooh. I would just wear this as an all matte look. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, now for shimmer, let's go in with the shade Glass Heart. Although I must say again, I do like this as an all matte look. Okay, just using my finger, let's pop this in the third of the eye. Bringing it towards the center. What a cool shade. And for the inner third, let's add Wraith Light. Just using my index finger, let's pop that right in the inner third. Ooh. Going back in with a bit more of Midnight Morning, just to re-intensify my outer corners. As usual, just did the rest of my face off camera so we can finish up this eye look. Let's go back in with the shade Mist Flower and an EO4 from Singe Beauty. Starting at the outer corner, let's just push in some pigment. Gently pull it across. And now let's dip into Beloved, just with a flat shader brush. For the inner third of the lower lash line, let's add the Midnight Morning shade with Nikki's N23 for precision. And we're just going to put this at the corner, just so the darkness wraps around and continues into the lower lash line. I've just switched to my Shadow 00 with the same shade, Midnight Morning, just so we can use the diffused tips of this brush. Just soften it out and kind of blend these two shades together. And now I'm just going to use the Shoto 03 with no added pigment or product, just to soften out the edge. And here it is. This is the final look for look number 2, using the Bleeding Hearts palette by Gourmande Girls. Let me come in close to show you guys. And different lighting. I'm in love with this look. And I'll be right back for our third and final look. Okay, we've made it to look number 3, and it's going to be with the Made a Monster palette by Unearthly Cosmetics. Let's start off with the shade Don't Care, Don't Ask, and an EO8 from Singe Beauty. As usual, let's start off in the outer corner, brow bone crease area. Again, laying down a nice wash of color for the background. In case you guys were wondering, all of these looks are done in the same day. I've washed my face several times now. I'm not gonna lie, it's feeling a little bit raw. But I really wanted to get these looks done because, like I said, I already missed Valentine's Day. And I have some other new palettes to showcase as well. Now let's add the shade You Tried. I'm just going in with a 203 from BK Beauty. Same thing, stamping in some pigment in the outer corner. Pulling it across the lash line. And blending it into the crease area. Back to the EO8, just to soften out the top edge. Let's deepen things up with Look at You Now. I'm just going in with a Shoto 00. Let's tap in some pigment first. Ooh, that's pretty. EO8 again. I'm curious. Let's try Over It with Nikki's N24. And let's just add this to the empty space. Ooh. That shade is so vibrant. Okay, I'm not really sure how this is going to turn out, but I really want to use the shade Made a Monster. What a cool hollow. Okay, let's pop this in the third of the eye. Towards the center. And then for the inner third, let's try Almost Impressive. Just going in with my index finger. It's kind of interesting, right? Like, I do like the shimmer shade in the inner third. Not quite sure how I feel about this combo. But like I said, I just wanted to try. I really wanted to use this shade. Made a monster. But maybe it's growing on me. It adds something a little bit different, I guess. Back with Look at You Now and Shoto 00, just to add the intensity back to the outer corner. And blend in where the shimmer starts. Now that the rest of my face is done, we can finish up this eye look. Let's go back in with the shade Look at You Now. I'm just using an E26 from ColourPop. And we're going to stamp in some pigment at the outer corner of the lower lash line. And then gently pull it across. You know what I'm really grateful for? My eye's not tearing. Usually when I do multiple looks, or if I wash my face multiple times in a day, this corner of my eye leaks, but I'm so grateful it hasn't happened today. Let's take Over It again with Nikki's N24 and put this in the inner third of the lower lash line. Back to the E08 with Don't Care, Didn't Ask, just so we can blend out the bottom edge. I've actually just taken a little bit more of Over It with Nikki's N24, just to see if we can add that shade to the outer corner area. Okay, here it is. This is the final look for look number 3. I'll come in close. In different lighting. Okay, so I feel like this look came together nicely with the eyeliner and the lashes. I must say, I absolutely love this shade, Over It. It's so vibrant and it just adds a little something different to the pink color story. I absolutely will be creating more looks using this palette, probably in short form though. The shimmers of this palette are incredible, and even though I only used 2, just judging from the swatches, I know they're all incredible. Now going back to the Bleeding Hearts palette, same thing, I can't wait to create more looks using these shades, or pardon me, using some of the shades that I haven't touched yet. You guys know I love Gourmande Girls, and Christina's created another outstanding palette. I absolutely love it. Actually, I love all 3 palettes. I feel like they're different enough. And I know with all 3 looks today, I kind of stuck to the same-ish shades or colors. And I did that intentionally just to see if the looks were different enough. And I think so. I love pinks. So I noticed the subtlest details in the shades, in the undertones. Now going back to the very first palette that we used, Sweethearts and Secrets. I'm so happy to finally be trying out Dede Signatures formula. Did not disappoint. Absolutely beautiful. And like the other 2 palettes, I can't wait to create some more looks with this palette. It's hard for me to say, but I think look 2 was my favorite of today. Although this look is quite stunning, don't you guys think? I really do feel like all 3 looks were different enough, and each one I actually love. But as always, you guys let me know if you guys have a favorite. And now we've reached the end of this video. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your day to hang out with me. I truly appreciate you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, or if it's nighttime for you, I hope you get a good night's rest. I'll see you in the next one.